Today is Saturday, February 21st, 2026. Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is On the Grill Part 2 for Survivor 50. Thank you, Madsumo, for that music. I still love it every time I hear it.
Mm-hmm. It is actually titled On the Grill. That's the name of the song.
Yeah.
That's how we landed on it back when we used to try to pick a new song for every episode that we recorded.
Goodness.
Which drove Joanne crazy.
It was just, we spent hours after each podcast. We'd be up all night because, kept searching for songs. It's like, no, I can't do that anymore. But it was fun, but we put too much time into it.
Yes. Got to strike a balance.
Yep. And I like I said, I don't know, it gets me going.
Well, it's become a tradition now when we have a season with returning players that we can't do judge a book by its cover. Well, I guess technically you could, but we choose to call it On the Grill because we're putting these castaways on the grill. Joanne and I did our part in part 1 where we went through and analyzed the cast here for season 50 and shared insights from the interviews that we watched. So you had a little background. Now we're handing it over to the super fans. It's your turn now. How many did we have check in with us?
19. Good job.
Yeah, that's for a preseason. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Anything else we need to go over before we jump in and see what they had to say?
No, let's get to it.
First up, we got a call from Pete.
Hey, Joanne and Stacy. This is Pete from Boston calling here. Wow, I can't believe it. Survivor 50. Can you believe it? 25 years, 50 seasons. I remember the first season. I was 11 years old, just turning 11 during the summer of 2000. Richard Hatch was the first ever winner. So let's let out a great big cheers. Although I don't know if Popes is doing champagne like he did in 40. Nevertheless, here's my quick assessment of all the returning All-Stars this season. Christian, absolutely ecstatic that he's back. Love him, but I don't know how far he'll get. Sari, I really hope can make it to the end and win. I know this is fifth time, and she's been everywhere, but she deserves to win the $1 million. Emily, I don't think she'll make it far. She's a little cuckoo. Jenna Lewis got a big ego. I remember her in Borneo when she didn't receive her love video about her twins, and she did solid in All-Stars and made the final 3, but that's when there was a final 2. Joe, I think, will be seen as an asset, either a great honorable alliance member or they'll kick him out as a threat. Ozzy, I'm hoping Ozzy can get some redemption. Devins, I think, will be one of the early boots because no one trusts him. And Savannah, almost the same thing. Love Savannah, but because she won and they don't know much about her, she's an early boot. Okay, the blue team. Charlie, I could see making the merge. Chrissy, I think, is the older woman, will make the merge and go deep. Coach, I think, will do solid, even though he's still the same coach. Dee will be perceived as a threat because she's arguably the best winner in the so-called new era, but I think she'll make it deep. Jonathan will make it deep because he's a challenge beast. Looking forward to see him and Ozzy deke it out. Carmella, I think, will be an early boot. Mike White will be an early boot because he might be seen as a liability. And why is he even deal with all the White Lotus stuff? Tiff, I don't know what to make of Tiff. She may work with you again, who knows? And then the last tribe, Angelina, because she's sly and sneaky, I think she's going to make the merge. Aubrey, looking for redemption, may make the merge or an early boot. Colby, I'm really hoping can make the merge and just do better than he did in All Stars and in Heroes and Villains when he was miserable both seasons. I'm hoping he can redeem himself. Genevieve may be okay. Kyle might be an early boot because he's another winner. Q an early boot because he's cuckoo. He's a nut job and he's everywhere. Rizzo is cocky. He may sneak in the merge, but I think he's not going to get away with the stuff he got away from 49, even though they haven't seen his season. And I think Steph's going to make it real deep. I think she's looking for redemption as well. But looking forward to it, guys. Curious to see how the hands and the fans went. Idols. Hopefully not too many advantages. Probst is hyping us up big time, so I hope it's worth it. It's a premiere 3 hours, not 2 hours, which is unbelievable. That is exciting, though. Take care. Woo.
Whoa, yeah, 3-hour premiere. That's a doozy. It's going to be 3-hour bookends. We'll start with 3 hours and end with 3 hours.
Okay, well, if we don't get the podcast out to the next morning, you'll know why.
Yeah, those are long nights typically, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, Pete was talking about Jenna's moment where she didn't get anything from loved ones back in that first season, and Paramount Plus released a compilation of clips of everybody that's in 50. I think it's almost like an hour long, different little events that were memorable about them. And that was the first one on that. I added it to the playlist. So there's a link there'll be a link in the show notes here to a YouTube playlist that I made that's got some reviews of all 24 people, a couple different takes on it. And then Parodyum's goes a little more in depth. So it's actually like, it's way over an hour long, over 4 parts. And then there's the Mike Bloom interviews. They're all in that playlist. And then I added this Paramount Plus moments from each of the castaways kind of thing, added that to the end. So if you're looking for something to do and hungry for some Survivor 50 associated content, that playlist has got you covered.
I love it when you put stuff together like that. Maybe it sure helps me find things,
Yeah.
You did that for us because I've been really busy, and so you had it all ready, lined up in order and ready to go so that we could just sit down and do it.
Watch it on the TV. Yeah, that was nice.
That was very nice. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. It was good to have that content. I can't remember all the people, Mike Bloom for the interviews, and then Parodyum, he's got a great YouTube channel. He's an awesome supporter of Survivor and puts out a lot of great content. I don't always agree with it, but you can guarantee that he'll have put a lot of thought into it.
Well, you don't always agree with me either.
Absolutely not.
And I wouldn't want you to.
And vice versa.
That wouldn't be like,
Yeah, thanks, Pete. Next up, we got a call from Christiana.
Hi, Joanne and Stacy. This is Christiana from Massachusetts calling in with my thoughts about the premiere of season 50. First of all, a long time no talk. I think I called in once last season, and I actually ended up not even finishing the season until a couple weeks ago. It was just a really busy fall and winter, and not because it wasn't good. I actually thought the season was really good, and I kind of want to go back and listen to some of your podcasts to hear what you and the other fans thought. But I really liked the season. I just didn't have time to watch it during the week. And so excited to see Savannah and Rizzo again, even though I think it's kind of crazy that they have less than a 2-week turnaround. I feel like that's such a disadvantage. Aren't their bodies broken and starved? Season 50, so exciting. I am excited to see so many of these people play again, and not excited to see some of them, but that's okay. In terms of predictions, I have not listened to On the Grill yet. This is a theme of me being very behind, but I'm just looking at the roster. Let's see. I feel like winner pick, I'm going to give a couple options. I think it's going to be someone like mid-tier. A Chrissy, maybe? A Charlie. Oh, if Charlie wins, that would be awesome. I would love Genevieve, but I feel like she's too smart. People are going to clock that. Or I saw a fan theory on TikTok that Emily Flippin wins because she is not in the trailer at all. And in past returning player seasons, the winners have not been featured in the trailer, or like very minimally. So that would be an incredible arc if that's true. I think people who have no chance, first and foremost, Suri. Come on, people are stupid if they even let her get to the merge, but watching her play again will be cool. Ozzy, old. Coach is very old. I can't believe some of these people are playing. Colby, wild choices. Aubrey, probably not. Angelina, probably not. I feel like she sticks out. I don't think any of the winners, so Dee, Savannah, and and Kyle. I don't think they have a chance just because I feel like they're not going to want a winner to win, kind of in like the Game Changers format versus winners that were obviously when they were all winners. But some of these combos of people is fascinating, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. Looking forward to hearing what everyone else has to say. Can't wait till Wednesday. Bye.
Awesome. Great to hear from you again, Christiana. Next up, we got a call from Rebecca.
Hi, Joanne and Stacy. It's Rebecca calling from Oahu. And oh my goodness, the season has snuck up on me again. How is it already February 20th? Wasn't it just Christmas? Oh, and the season's starting. Oh, and I have to send in my feedback and pick a USB. And strangely, this season with all the returning players, for some reason, I think it's kind of harder to pick a winner. I can think about, breaking down the tribes, Vato, Kalo, and Sila, if that's how we are pronouncing them. I could think of who I don't think is going to make it into the merge. Players like Angelina, Kyle, Q, Rizzo on Vato. Definitely no merge. I don't think they're going to make it to the merge. I feel like the players who just came back from the last couple of seasons going to have a target on their back. They're going to be suspicious. On Kalo, I don't think Dee's going to make it into the merge since she's such a, such a new winner. I don't think Camilla's going to make it into the merge. And I think they might because Mike White is already so successful with his amazing television writing and directing. He might not make it either. And then on Sela, I don't know who I want to vote off on Sela. Oh, Savannah. Savannah's not going to make it to the merge. She's going to have suspicion on her. And Rizzo's totally going to tell people that she won. Emily might rub people the wrong way. I don't know. Maybe she learned it a little bit. And then there's that whole thing of the powerhouses like Suri and Ozzy and Coach. And, oh, gosh. And, of course, Colby, my first Survivor crush ever in 2001. Are they going to be too threatening and too old school? I feel like trying to choose the USB is so hard. I gotta figure out someone who's not too new, not too old, kind of can play the middle, and I don't find annoying. And that is a hard task. Aubrey, why is she back again? I didn't even like her the last time she was on. I just remember there was this part where they showed a montage of her saying the same thing to every player. I really want to work with you. I think you're really cool. I think we could get along really well. And they did her dirty with that montage. So yeah, I can't wait to see what everyone else has to say and see what everyone's thoughts are. And tomorrow's my day off. It's going to rain here, so I'm going to do a little shopping and go to the aquarium down in Waikiki. Can't ride my bike. It's going to thunder. Oh, boo-hoo. And I'm going to put my head to the grindstone and pick myself a USB and figure out which tribe might go out first. I think it might be Vato. They look like, except for Colby, like they might be the weakest. We'll see. I don't know. They've got Q. But Q annoys me. I don't know. It's so much harder with returning players. So I was not able to go look for the idol on Oahu. They dropped it on a Thursday, and 2 days later I had my day off, and I biked out there and went to the beach where it was, and I put up a video. I think it was like mile 55 of my bike ride, right across from my favorite horse pasture. It was right where I thought it was going to be. I hope somebody from our Facebook groups finds the idol. I really do. And I just want to close with, let's all send a lot of love to Jeremiah, who had surgery today. We love you, Jeremiah. Heal quickly, our fearless leader on our Facebook page. Thank you, Joanne and Stacy. Can't wait to hear what everyone else has to say. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks, Rebecca.
Yep, and Jeremiah, last I saw from Rachel's updates is that he's doing well. It was a long surgery, 7 hours. Ugh.
Open heart, mitral valve. Ooh.
Yep.
Goodness.
They were able to replace it.
Contrary to what his buddy said.
Repair it, not replace it.
Contrary to what his buddy said, he was not in for a Brazilian butt lift. So it turned out it was a little more serious.
That was funny. Okay.
Yeah, I almost went looking for the idol here in Georgia. I was pretty sure I knew where it was, down in the Okefenokee, which is a couple of hours away. But that Sunday morning was brutal. It was 20 degrees, something like that. And there was chance of ice on the road. And with the wind chill, it was down in the teens. And I just,
And I was pretty much
opted not to.
No.
But yeah, that one was fun. I was just looking at the clue, I think yesterday for Alabama, and I couldn't make heads or tails out of it. So anyway, I'm sure a lot of people had fun going down there and getting their picture taken and getting entered for a chance to win a trip to the finale.
Yeah, I think Mike K, where was it he went? Maybe it was Las Vegas or somewhere. He went somewhere and
he did one.
He did one. Yeah.
I think Coach was at the Las Vegas one, from what I saw. Anyway, they did have different castaways. That was just the one here in Georgia was really odd on a Sunday, and brutally cold.
Hello, 20 degrees. Come on.
Yeah, in South Georgia.
Ice storms.
How is it not near Atlanta? More than half of this state's population is in the Atlanta metro area. Anyway, that was fun.
And then we're having 80 degrees, and then it's going back to freezing again in the 20s.
Yeah, we're yo-yoing a lot here, huh? And just saw that back in California in the Sierras, they had over 111 inches of snowpack.
Hey, Scott, I hope you're enjoying the skiing.
Yeah, crazy times. Thanks again, Rebecca. Next up, we got a call from Nicola.
Hello, my Survivor friends and family. It's Nicola from Lexington. Well, not Lexington anymore, but south of Lexington. Anyway, I have nothing to say about the upcoming season. I haven't watched anything, just clips, whatever's showed up on my Instagram feed. I have not, sadly, listened to the podcast yet. I am neck deep into the Olympics, which is one of my most favorite things ever. And given the dystopian times we live in, I am drowning in every replay that I can, and it's the only thing I've had on my TV since it first started. I'm hoping when this finishes, closing ceremonies is Sunday, I will start to get excited about Survivor. I can tell you I am not. I don't know why. I need my mojo back. I will always love listening to everybody's voices here and our little family that Joanne and Stacy have created. I hope everybody has had a great off season. Everybody is safe and happy and has some joy in their lives. And I will hopefully talk to you soon. Oh, Jackson is good. He is in 3 different kinds of band, including honor band, orchestra, and he got invited to go to state. And he has also just received an invitation to go to the state archery tournament. So he is also a busy chap and taking 2 baking classes. All right, you guys will take care and send me some of your mojo.
All right. We got you covered, Nicola.
Go Jackson.
I immediately thought of you when she's talking about how immersed in the Olympics. You've just been glued to curling and half pipe and all kinds of stuff.
We love the Olympics.
Had to pry you away to do the On the Grill Part 1.
Seeing stuff for like 3 days to get through all of that. 3 or 4 days. I didn't even get my emails. I went, why do I have 100 and something emails? And it hasn't downloaded in 4 days.
One deep dive to another. So we got you covered, Nicola. As soon as you're done with the closing ceremonies, you can dive into On the Grill Part 1, Part 2, and then we got a playlist where you can go back and check on highlights from all these castaways across all their seasons. A lot of good stuff to get you pumped up for Wednesday.
This is only good. I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I'm as excited as I am, but I am. I was, because when it first comes out and it was too early and all that, and I just refused. But I thought, now I'm really getting excited. I want to see some of these people and what they can do now. I mean, their interviews, it sounds like they've learned some things from their past experiences. And I want to see it. Let's go.
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks, Nicola. Next up, we got a call from Chris.
Hey, Joanne and Stacy. Hey, Survivor fans. I hope everyone is really excited for this next season of Survivor. It's going to be the best season ever. I saw it on social media. And I saw several of you, too. It's always nice to see that. I look forward to also seeing what fan service Jeff is going to allow this year. Something tells me it's just going to be lip service. I don't think we're going to get 39 days, but I guess it's good to have a theme at least. Although the numbered season 50 is monumental enough to not really need one, we're all going to remember what happened during season 50 in 10 years. And I don't think any of us is going to remember what happened in a particular number between 41 and 49. Surprise, everybody, I'm choosing Chrissy as my USB, just as I did when production railroaded her last time. And I fully expect Jeff is going to throw her under the bus to keep her from going far. That's the spirit. But she's a strong player, and she deserves to win as much as anybody else, including winner Ben. And I don't know what state he lives in, but I'll bet he got an early advantage to the idol find. That seems like a great thing, and I know where it's going to be in my state, and I'm sorry it's too far, I'm not going. It would be closer to go to Nashville. I knew where that one was. This is a fun thing. This is great. This gets people excited about the season. I'm not even part of this hunt, and I'm a little bit excited about this season. Joanne and Stacy, it's so great to hear your voices again. Although, I'll be honest, I haven't heard Javik Part 1 yet, so if one of you were out, I'm saying it here. I didn't listen. But I love to hear your voices. And to all the callers and commenters, come on in, guys. I'm looking forward to another great season of the Joanne and Stacy Show, even more so than the actual televised broadcast itself. That tradition is in my hands, and it will never change. Have a great season, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
That's funny to hear him say Joanne and Stacy Show. That's how we started out, but it was when you hit me with, let's do a podcast, and I'm like, what? And you said, well, what should we name it? And I just, off the cuff, said, well, the Joanne and Stacy Show, of course, and then you did it. That's what you named it. So until we actually did get into podcasting and realized that, and started the feedback show, and it's like, wait a minute, this isn't the Joanne and Stacy Show anymore.
Right.
It's
all of us.
Survivor Fans Podcast.
There you go.
All right. Thanks for the reminder there, Chris.
Next up, we got an email from Tara in New York.
Hi, Joanne and Stacy and Survivor friends. We've been waiting for so long. It's hard to believe Survivor 50 is finally here. On the Grill, showing up in my podcast feed, made it finally feel real, and I'm so excited. My initial disappointment with the cast has been wiped out. I've tried to soak up a lot of the preseason content, and I can't express how amazing Mike Bloom's interviews were. His friend or foe game was a stroke of genius. I thought so too. Now I'm way more excited to see almost all of these players hit the beach. But I'm also way more lost thinking about how this game is going to play out. Here are my thoughts at the moment. I'll start with the Silo Tribe. The latest CBS promo video ends with Cerise standing alone on the beach holding a flag. That image almost brought a tear to my eye, and I know I'm not alone saying that a Cerise win would be pure perfection. I also love Christian. Since he wants to offer Cerise a Final 3 deal, I hope to see them team up along with Ozzy, Emily, and maybe even Rick if he can get out of his own way. Yeah. I worry Jenna may charge into the game like a bull in a china shop and could be in trouble early. Savannah will probably be a target as the newest winner too. Lastly, I'll just say, I hope Joe doesn't ruin our big season like 48 with another boring loyalty alliance. My hugest surprise and biggest dilemma from the preseason comes from the Kalo tribe, and his name is Coach. I've never been a Coach fan at all, but after his interview, I actually found him tolerable.
You did too, didn't you?
I did, yeah. More importantly, everyone else seems to love him. I can't believe I'm saying this, but my head is saying he could actually win. If I ignore my heart, I might even choose him as my USB, but I just don't think I can do it. The rest of the tribe should be in good shape for a while thanks to Jonathan's challenge strength. If they do lose, I could see Dee targeted as a winner, or Chrissy going out if her social game hasn't improved. I'm really cheering for Charlie, Camilla, and Mike, but worry they may all be seen as threat. On the other hand, Tiff is set up really well to play under the radar, and I can see her as another possible winner. Finally, Vatu looks like it could be the most entertaining disaster tribe ever, and I can't wait to watch. Angelina will be going head-to-head against Colby and Stephanie, leaving everyone else to pick sides. It seems like Genevieve might team up with Q, which would be so much fun to watch. I'd also love to see Aubrey secretly team up with Q simply for entertainment. Rizzo, Kyle, Q, and Angelina could be early targets, but I have no clue what will actually happen with this tribe. I do hope Genevieve and Aubrey can make it through all the drama. No matter what happens, it should be fascinating. After all this, I'm left with that familiar battle between head versus heart when it comes to my pick. I would absolutely love to see a Final Four of Sari, Christian, Genevieve, and Charlie. I would also be really very happy seeing Mike and Aubrey at the end. However, I wouldn't be surprised to see players like Coach, Tiff, and Joe make it very far. Since I haven't decided which way to go in JSFL, I can't wait to hear from everyone else. Thanks for all you do, Joanne and Stacy, and a big thanks to Paul for his visual roster as well. Here we go. All right, thanks, Tara. Up next, we have a call from Lori.
This is Lori from Southwest Florida calling in with just a little bit of feedback on upcoming season 50. Looking forward to it. There were some things early on that were maybe not my favorite as far as too many new eras, but I think once the season starts, we'll all be pretty happy with a good season. I'm on the old school train of hope they all do well. I'm going to pick, I think maybe Aubrey or Sari as my USD. I'm hoping they do well, more just because I like them than anything else. Hopefully everybody will be entertaining, and again, thank you, Joanne and Stacy, for everything you do. Last season I was busy with a lot of other things, so I didn't get to play JSFL, so I'm looking forward to getting back into that. Again, can't wait to hear everybody else's feedback. Thank you.
Excellent.
All right, thanks, Lori.
Next up, we got a call from Anderson.
Hey, Joanne and Stacy, this is Anderson from North Carolina calling with my feedback for On the Grill. Alright, this is my first ever On the Grill, and I'm so excited to be here. I hope that you'll be able to let me partake in this side challenge for season 50. When I was thinking about what feedback I was going to give, I thought about telling everyone not to pick the USB I was going to pick, misleading everybody. But you know what? I'm going to come out and say it. I will pick Coach as my USB 24. Not only because he's one of my favorite players of all time, but because I think since everyone wants to work with him, he will not be a threat. And so he is. And as long as the game. And I, who did not particularly partake in the 50 voting, only voting for an immunity necklace and a challenge, which I think I picked the obstacle course for the Final Four immunity, and no fire making. But I just want to thank you for being here. This is my 5th season of participating in JSFL, 6th season of listening to you guys' podcasts. So I want to thank you for everything you guys have done, and keep on making amazing podcasts. So thank you, and see you next week. Bye.
Well, thank you, Anderson.
Yeah, good job. Next up, we got a call from Drew.
Hey, Joanne and Stacy. Hey, everyone. This is Drew. Just saw your reminder, so thank you for putting it on the group, or else I definitely would have let this day go right by. It seemed like February was taking forever to get here, and now suddenly we're on the grill. It's crazy. So I don't need to go through everyone. I just looked at the list all over again, and I have picked my favorite 4. I don't even know if they're the Final Four. They're just the ones I'm most looking forward to. They are the Final Fours. That'd be a pretty amazing Final Four to me. So who I most want to see is Colby, Jonathan, Stephanie, and Savannah, actually. So I guess it's just all physical players, which, I don't know, maybe this season that will be kind of a priority. And everyone's pretty smart, obviously, because if they were called back, they're probably kind of a multifaceted, well-rounded player. So I'm going to lean into the physical aspect because I feel like they're going to pull it out with the challenges. At least I hope so. So yeah, that's I think my first out, let's see, I don't know, someone like Mike White or Tiffany, I think, might be a first out, someone who's just not as strong a personality. Although Tiffany's pretty strong personality, but yeah, I think someone like that who's just not one of the biggest, most memorable players. I don't know. I gotta look again before I actually make my picks. But I think my pick to win, I'm gonna say Stephanie. I just always had a good time watching her play, and she overcame so much. In fact, I don't remember everybody, but I always remember Stephanie. I was telling the kids about her just a little while ago, so I'm gonna have to get back to you on their picks to because they haven't had a chance to look, and they only know a handful of them anyway. So count me in for the side challenge. I'm going to get that out there early this time, and everyone have a good weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, Drew got it in. I really struggled resisting sending you an email. I thought he does not need to be mothered. So
I think that his idea about this there might be a big emphasis on the physicality this season. I can easily see how that would come to play if there's lots of double eliminations. And that means they'll go up to the immunity challenge and only one tribe will be immune. That'll add even more pressure to everyone to win those challenges and to be as far ahead as they can in the physical aspects of the challenge. And we saw last season that they were even pulling back from having as many puzzles at the end, it felt like. So if that trend continues, yeah, it'll be a big emphasis on your ability to deliver physically in the challenges.
Well, and I think partly because that's what Drew does for a living. And, the last picture
you're saying
I
that's
saw,
why he's drawn to it?
He's very buff. He's very buff right now.
Gotcha.
And so why wouldn't he be drawn
He's living it.
to the physical? Yes,
There you go.
that's what he's
That's
surrounded
your
with
theory,
right
huh?
now.
All right.
Yeah, that is.
Good deal.
part of my
Thanks,
theory.
Drew. Good job. Next up, we got a call from David.
Hey, Joanne and Stacy. It's David in Pittsburgh. Well, you're back, and so am I. And I always say this at the beginning of every season. I don't miss your voices because in between seasons, I go back, I watch older seasons, and then I listen to your recaps. Or if I don't have enough time, just listen to the listener feedback. So I'm listening to you guys a lot, and I want to say that it's great that you keep all those past episodes in an archive because it's great to rewatch them, even if you know who's going to win, because you can really watch their strategy. So on to the big 5-0. I'm just going to go quickly over my eliminations. I automatically eliminated all the 3 winners from previous seasons. And then I went to the big personalities who were erratic players and weren't that strategic, like Emily and Angelina and Q, and eliminated them. And then, of course, I wanted to take into account which would be the disaster tribe. And in this case, I decided it was going to be Vatu, the pink tribe. There are just too many players on there that I don't think are as strong as the other 2 teams. So I'm assuming too many people will be eliminated from that team first. Anyway, that leaves an awful lot of players that are fan favorites, players that I can't wait to see play again. But of course, they're the players that other players I think are going to try to take out. So I went for my USB with Chrissy. I actually couldn't remember a lot about her season. I know that she, until Savannah tied her record, had the highest wins for a female player. I remembered that she lost to Ben, who was the idol hunter, and it just seemed to me that the way the game played out, a lot of things in the end were in favor of Ben and against her. No conspiracy theory. I think it's just the way it turned out. But anyway, and then I heard Rebecca was going to pick her too. But then I listened to an interview with her, and it honestly didn't sound like she learned how to change her social game. So I just had the feeling she didn't quite get that part of it that was one of the reasons why she lost. So then I had to search for someone new, and I switched to Christian. I enjoyed his gameplay and especially like his confessionals and how he spells out his strategy. So then I go and listen to your podcast, and I find out that Stacy's picking him for his USB. Now I'm concerned because, I'm sorry, Stacy, your track record's not that great. So I switched back to Chrissy. Then a week later, switched back to Christian. And anyway, now I'm sticking to Christian. This is going to be a tough season because there are going to be so many players that when they go out, we're going to be really upset. But I'm really looking forward to it and can't wait to hear your recaps and the listener feedback from everyone else. Talk to you next week. Bye.
Excellent. Thank you,
Good
David.
job, David. Don't let Stacy change her mind
Scare you
about
off.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I might be right.
Are you going with Christian? I don't remember you saying that.
Yes.
Oh, for
Yes,
sure.
That's what I announced
Or that's
on the grill
you're
part
pondering.
1. I haven't changed it yet, but I'm taking in what everybody's saying here
Well,
on
that's
part
me.
2.
That's why I'm waiting to.
So I just got confirmation via David, who also doesn't have such a great track record, I might add.
You guys. Okay. Well, I'm
thinking we cancel each other out and we're on to a winner this time, though.
I relate to what Tara said because I'm just getting heart tugs. And I'm afraid I'm just going to have to go with, my heart tugs this season, and we'll see which one tugs the most. But we'll see. But nobody else is pulling me to them, and I don't know. Oh well, we'll see.
Thanks, David. Next up, we got a call from Parker.
Hey, it's Parker from Indiana, and I am so excited about season 50. This is the most excited for a season I've been since season 40. However, I cannot fit all of my thoughts into one feedback of 3 minutes, so I'm just going to go super quick over the cast, play a little game called Pre-Merge or Merge, and maybe some little thoughts about people, because I've tried to talk about the celebrities of it all, the twists, the in the hands of the fans gimmick, Jeff being out of touch with the fan base, the interviews, blah, blah, blah. Suri, merge. I don't think she can actually win, but I love her so much. I love Suri. Please, Suri, do well. Please win. Christian, I love Christian. Merge. Emily, love Emily. Pre-merge. Jenna, wow, terrible interview. First boot, hopefully. Joe's boring. He's going to be boring. I love Joe, but he's going to be boring. Merge. Ozzy, never cared about Ozzy. Pre-merge. Rick, love Rick. He's going to be great. Merge, possible winner. Savannah, pre-merge, second boot. Chrissy is there, merge boot, pre-merge boot, actually. Charlie, I love Charlie, but this season, it doesn't matter. He doesn't matter this season. Merge boot, though. Coach, they're hyping up Coach so much. I hope that doesn't mean he wins. I don't hate Coach, but I also don't want him to win this season because that just seems kind of like, what are we doing? But merge. D, hopefully early boot, pre-merge. Jonathan, he's boring, merge. Camilla, love Camilla. Hopefully she can actually do some crazy stuff and play like she wanted to in 48 but wasn't able to. Merge, hopefully. Mike, White, what are we doing? Pre-merge. Tiffany, I love Tiffany, but she's going to get overshadowed here. Merge, probably. Angelina, she sucks. Pre-merge. Aubrey, love Aubrey. She's in over her head again. Pre-merge. Colby, love Colby, actually. I think that he could win this season. I think that you guys are totally wrong about Colby. What you think about Ozzy, I think, is what I think about Colby. I feel like he's in such a great headspace. He knows what he's done wrong. I just love Colby. He's like my childhood hero. I think that he's great. Even if he plays terrible again, he's gonna be amazing TV. To me, Grumpy Colby in Heroes vs. Villains was great. I love that. He has such a good attitude, such a good mindset. He's back to his roots in life, and he's back to how he felt heading into Australia. I'm so excited. Possible USB. Probably shouldn't pick him, but I want to. Genevieve, love Genevieve. Pre-merge, actually. Kyle, love Kyle. Maybe two-time winner? Probably not, but merge. Q, come on. I love Q. Merge boot. Rizzo, pre-merge. Stephanie, an alliance for Colby early on. Hopefully they can link up, get something going, kind of take control of the tribe. I think that Angelina's going to try to get power, go against Colby and Stephanie. But I think that Stephanie and Colby, they're going to work with Kyle. Maybe they're going to rope in Rizzo and maybe Aubrey. I don't know. This tribe, the Vatu tribe, seems like the most. The tribe dynamics here are going to be so crazy, and I am very excited for it. And also, Colby's going to win this whole season. I shouldn't have picked him as many USB, but I really want to. All right, that's all I got. I will see you guys. Oh, don't listen to the end of this podcast. I love you guys. See you next time. Bye.
No, we're all going to enjoy your song.
He's got a debt to pay. It's coming up, as he mentioned, at the end, so definitely hang on for that. What else you want to say?
I was thinking, we really haven't met a lot of these people, the newer seasons.
Well, definitely, yeah.
And so it does make a difference when you have met them. For people who go to viewing parties and things and you actually meet the people, it makes a big difference. And I thought, I remember us. Do you remember when we met Colby at one of the reunions? that they had in Hollywood, and we were invited to. And we stood around and talked Survivor with Colby. And he was so into it. He was just at that time lived and breathed Survivor. And it was so exciting to his excitement. He was going to play again. And his excitement was just so contagious. And I remember that about him. And I thought, oh, wow, I hope we get to see that again in this season. And that, he has that fire back.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. And Stephanie's one of the first interviews you ever did, right? You went.
Great America.
Somebody said, hey, they're going to be at Great America tomorrow, blah, blah. And you just went down there and decided to do what your mother taught you and just act like you belonged. And you just walked right on in.
Yep.
And you interviewed Stephanie and Katie and
Lex.
Yeah.
Those were the first interviews. Yep.
And I was working and I couldn't just up and go, but you just took off work and went. So, but I had clients I couldn't. But that, just certain things like that. And Ozzy hanging out with us a lot of different times. And, so the older ones we've met, but it does color how you feel. It just does.
Yep, so. Definitely.
All right, moving on.
Good deal. And remember, stay tuned for Parker's parody song that's coming up at the end.
Absolutely.
Thanks for reminding us, Parker. Next up, we got a call from Pat.
Hey, Joanne and Stacy. This is Pat calling from Missouri. So glad to hear your guys' voices after the winter break, and I'm excited to have all my Survivor friends back. I'm ready for Survivor 50. I've went over the roster. I've listened to yours podcast. I have no idea, no gut feeling on a winner, so I think I'm going to go with Charlie. Really no reason other than I liked him before, and I think maybe he can play a little under without people maybe targeting him. I don't know. I mean, it's all a crapshoot. They're all good players or they wouldn't be there. I like everybody, honestly, except three, and I wish they could all three go out the very first episode. Coach, I cannot stand Coach. I know people love him. I can't stand him. I just don't at all like him. Q, didn't like him first time I seen him. I still don't like him. There's just something about him that grates me. And Savannah, I can't stand her. I didn't like her the whole last season. Didn't care that she won. I mean, she was the best player in the season, but just didn't care for her. And it's just personalities is all it is. I am picking Savannah to go out first, not because of any reason other than I don't care for her, and I think maybe if Rizzo has his way, which I guess they're not on the same team, so it might not have an effect on the first vote out, but I think she's going to come across as very strong, and probably people on her team are going to look at her as last season's winner. So hopefully they will get her out. Don't really have anything else other than I'm excited for the season to start. Can't wait. Can't wait to hear everybody's feedback, because after I listen to everybody's feedback, very possibly I could change my mind on the first vote out and my USB. But we'll see. Thank you, guys, and we will talk to you next time.
Fantastic. Great to have you back, Pat. Good job.
I know when I hear everybody's voices back again, that's that same warm feeling that I feel when some of the old players are there that
You bet.
I like.
Next up, we got an email from Josh, the Plush Moose from Massachusetts. Dear Joanne and Stacy, after what seemed like years of build-up, Survivor 50 is finally ready to kick off. I wasn't too thrilled when the cast was announced, especially since half of it's from the new era, while a long stretch of middle seasons got ignored.
True.
As I've listened to podcasts, my stance has softened, and I'm hopeful that it'll be a good season. Here's my other observations. Christian is a roboticist. He's probably looking to form a GameBot alliance. If he wants to win this time, Charlie needs to tailor his game to be more swift. Dee may try to use her long toes to gain a foothold in the game. Oh, you're coming heavy with the dad stuff early on. Will the celebratory meal on the morning of day 26 be a literal breakfast at Tiffany's? Nice. Coach has embraced being a father. Has the Dragon Slayer become the father of dragons? Repeat after me. Sela Kalovatuistic Expialidocious.
Expialidocious.
If karma is a thing, season 51 will leak this week as a season of returnees, snubbed for season 50, and dominate the news cycle. That would be funny. In the hands of the fans is a passive-aggressive naming choice. If the season isn't a hit, will the producer say it's all our fault? You betcha. A third of the cast is in their 50s or late 40s. They could have called it Survivor 50, AARP. That's good. Many seasons have seen Mactors try to become gamers with the lure of White Lotus roles. The reverse may happen this season. It would have been funny if the producers had cast the tribes by archetypes like Escape from Gilligan's Island did. For example, they could have had Q, Coach, and Philip for the outsized personality slot, with each tribe getting one of them, and done the same for Puzzle Pro, Strategist, etc. Jonathan and James could have been two Hulks. Who would have been the third one? Oh, it would be, what's his name? That yanked Chet around the obstacle course.
Oh, yeah.
The big guy the fireman from Arizona. I can't remember his name now.
Oh,
I remember
geez.
Chet, but not him.
He's really nice, too. We
Met
him at
another big, gentle giant guy. But that's who I would pick in that group.
Yes, he would totally fit in there.
Yep. Will Devons and Savannah target each other early in their pursuit of the title of sole surviving former news anchor? It would be a cruel twist of fate if Angelina got voted off, was asked for, and gave her jacket, and then wound up on the edge of extinction without it. I like how you're thinking. I would enjoy watching that. What a difference a season makes. 2 players on 49 got ejected for pre-gaming. On season 50, the vast majority of the cast probably did more pre-gaming than that before they even left for Fiji. Yeah, that's a good point. Will the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol only work for those who've played in Australia? I feel really sorry for Rizzo. Wasn't the rest of the cast's first image of him calling himself Riz God in the season 50 preview clip? Yes, that is exactly it.
I think it was the season 49.
Well, the season 49, yes, that they saw right before they went out to play this.
Yeah.
Given the celebrity involvement, will we see Sia again on Survivor?
Finally, see.
What's in Mr. Beast's briefcase? Is it a 50-50 chance of appearing on the next season of Deal or No Deal Island? That show's gone. That won't be back, so it won't be that, but maybe something like that. I hope the celebrity involvement doesn't result in the return of the Tyler Perry's God Idol. Yeah, me too. I don't think it's Culpepper math to predict that we'll see a few multiple elimination episodes. Quite a few. I'm worried for Savannah and Rizzo. Given that they're total unknowns to the rest of the cast, I think they're both going to be early boot. That would be nice. It would be fitting. Anyway, that's it for me for now. Thanks, Joanna and Stacy, for all you do. I can't wait to hear what the other fans have to say. Welcome back, everybody. Stay safe. Thanks, Josh. That was excellent. Appreciate the effort you put into those, bud. Next up, we got a call from Johnny.
Hey, Joanna and Stacy. This is Johnny calling from Wisconsin here. And I was just finishing up listening to your great podcast, as always, and very excited about Survivor 50 also. One of the people I think I saw that almost everybody wanted to work with, it seemed like, was Stephanie. So to me, I felt like she was a definite merge. People really, really wanted to work with her for whatever reason. I heard that a lot. I didn't hear anybody really argue against her. It seems like her and Aubrey are always aligned. They both want to take out Q first. They both want to align with people like Sari. I mean, they're just like really, really in line. So I feel like they're going to work together on that Magenta tribe. As for Orange, I really don't think the Rick Devons and Christian alliance, as much as I really want that to work, and I'd be rooting for them if they somehow pulled it off, I don't see them being able to go too far on that tribe. It seems like it's going to be run right now by probably Sari and Ozzy. Maybe they'll be aligned. I mean, probably. And then otherwise for the Cyan tribe, we got Mike and Chrissy, those two are probably the swing votes there. Because we know that Charlie and Jonathan are going to be on opposite sides. They couldn't have been more clear about that. And just based on everything I'm seeing Mike and Chrissy probably are the ones deciding who goes home when. So I'm actually really, really high on how well I think Chrissy and Mike will do in this game, even though they might not be amazing individual talents later on. We'll see. I'm kind of pulling for Chrissy, honestly. I think she's going to do really well. And if Q isn't the first boot, I will be absolutely shocked. I mean, are we going to get 2 first boots the first episode? If so, does that count double points for being first out just because it was the first episode? Or does it have to be the tribal that goes first? I'm sure you guys are already getting that question. But like I said, if Q doesn't go home first, I'd be shocked. If not him, it would be Rizzo, I guess. But yeah, it just seems like no one's able to work with him. You can't count on him. I don't care about strength. If I can't have you as a number, even on my own team, there's no way I want to keep you. So that's kind of where my head's at right now. Very, very looking forward to this first episode, and talk to you guys later.
Excellent. Yeah, we were looking at the press photos, and it looks like there's 2 immunity idols there. So I don't think this first one's going to be double elimination, but I won't be surprised if a whole series of them after that are.
Yeah. Well, realistically, they need about 6 doubles.
Yeah, so there's going to be quite a few. Or it'll be, maybe the majority of the fans voted to be twist crazy, so there'll be all kinds of twists that take them out, too. That kind of thing could happen, I suppose.
Okay. Well, regardless, it has to happen in order to finish in the typical 13 weeks.
It doesn't absolutely have to, because they could have some kind of monster jury to keep the majority of them on the screen every week.
That's true.
So maybe they just go with their standard 7 and have, 14 or 17 on the jury?
Okay, yeah, I can't imagine a jury of 17. but they may choose to have more.
Yeah. So. All right. Thanks, Johnny. Next up, we got a call from Justin.
Hey, Joanne and Stacy and all the Survivor superfans. It's Justin from Michigan. I am so excited for Survivor 50. It was awesome to see the podcast pop up on my Spotify feed and hear your guys' voices again and hear your thoughts on the cast. I'm just really pumped up. When the cast was initially released, I thought, well, this is kind of a hodgepodge of people. Half of them seemed deserving, half of them didn't. Didn't really love the theme of in the hands of the fans, but the fans don't get a say on the cast. But the closer we've been getting, the more excited I am. And honestly, just about everybody on the cast I'm excited to see play to some extent. Real quick, because I know these can go long with the 24-person cast, I'm just going to give you my first out. I've settled on Rizzo. I think that tribe will lose. I think just looking at that tribe, he kind of stands out as a sore thumb of an easy first boot if they lose early. So I think Rizzo will go first. I'm rooting for a Final 4. This is a dream scenario for me. Christian, Q, Coach, and Chrissy. That would be my entertainment value Final 4. Not realistic. My realistic Final 4 is Tiffany, Charlie, Jenna, and Joe. I think I'm going to go as Christian as my USB from my entertainment Final 4. But if I had to choose from my realistic Final 4, I think I'm going to go with Tiffany as the winner, kind of a la Sarah Lacina winning Game Changers when she was just kind of middle of the road, kind of a unexpected casting choice, isn't seen as a big threat, but gets along with people. So my USB is going to be Christian, but if I had to put money on it, I would vote for Tiffany. So that's all I got, and I'm looking forward to what everyone else has to say. I know there's a lot of mixed opinions about all of these people, so looking forward to what all the other fans have to say and hearing Parker sing.
Yeah, that's coming.
We hope you're feeling better too, Justin.
Yeah, good deal. Good job. Next up, we got a call from Jill.
Hi, Joe and Stacey. Hi, Survivor fans. Jill in the Outback here. Waiting for season 50 has been like waiting for Christmas. It's great to hear your voices again and know that we're that one step closer to season 50 starting. The best thing that happened over the off-season is that I became a grandmum. I've got a beautiful little granddaughter who we're absolutely smitten with, but onto Survivor. So I've got a list of all the players, and I've just sort of done a few groups. I've got Aubrey, Charlie, and Camilla. I think they're all going to be seen as a bit too strategic. People will be keeping an eye on their play. There's a few that I don't remember or have never seen play, and that's like Genevieve, Stephanie, Jenna, Chrissy, And I'm even going to put Ozzy in that pile. Like, I know that he was a popular player, but I really can't remember that much about him other than he fed everyone. The ones I do like the look of and I hope they do well is Christian, Rick and Tiffany. It was a surprise to see Tiffany on the list, actually, but I really like her, and I think she's going to fly under the radar a bit. I have Q and Mike White in a group because I didn't like either of them the first time they played. I'm really not sure why either of them are back there now. I won't be unhappy to see those two go. And then I've got the winners, Dee, Kyle, Savannah. I don't think they're going to go too well because why should somebody else get a second bite of the cherry? Then I've got a few of the blokes like Colby, Jonathan, Joe, even Coach, like the bigger, stronger blokes. I reckon they might team up together if they get a chance. But once they get out of the tribe stages and into individual games, I reckon they'll get picked off if they get that far. Actually, Joe, I think Joe is probably one of the most loveliest men to ever walk the earth, but he's just too emotional and probably easily manipulated. Well, he was the first time around anyway. So there's a few that didn't make it into any list. One was Angelina. I really can't remember her doing anything other than botching the trade deal with Jeff or asking for the coat. And Christian, I really like Christian. I hope he does well. I wonder if he's going to be thought of as a bit too strategic. Have I talked about Sari? I think she'll be targeted just because everyone loves her. She'll be too good to get to the end. Who was the other one? Oh, Emily. She was a little bit of a pain the first time that she played at the start, but she really grew into it as the game went on. So it'll be interesting to see how she plays. I think that's everyone. Okay, my USB will be either Rick or Tiffany, but I also would like to see Colby do well. Other than that, can't wait for the season to get started. Can't wait to hear everyone else's feedback. And happy days, everyone. Bye.
Awesome. Congrats on the grandbaby. Deal. Next up, we got a call from Jeremiah. Just, the day before he went in for surgery?
Yeah, of course.
Hello, Joanne and Stacy and Survivor friends. This is Jeremiah here to put on the grill our Survivor 50 contestant. Oh my gosh, it's finally here. We can finally talk about season 50, the most anticipated season in a long time. We've been waiting, since 2023, 2024 when they announced this? It's crazy. I think I mentioned before on this podcast, I already did like a 5-minute video talking about the cast. Obviously, there are players that I really wanted to have come back that did not come back, like the Rob Cesarinos of the world. And instead, we have players that I also did not want to see come back, like the Colbys of the world. But overall, I'm excited about this large cast. Jeff said that all these players were extremely hungry, so I'm expecting a great season. I am, of course, super excited that we are getting the live reunion show. As far as the other things we voted on, most of it I don't care. I am kind of hoping they'll keep the fire-making challenge. I know I'm in the minority there, but I think that we need to keep that. But it will be interesting to see what the fans voted on with the other stuff. It will also be fascinating to see all the gimmicky things they're trying to do with all the celebrities. Should be interesting. As for the potential twist that we were teased during the preview, I am curious, is this boomerang idol a real thing? I mean, is it the type of idol where if you use it, the idol comes back to you? That'd be interesting. But what I'm most intrigued about is Mr. Beast being there. I've become very familiar with his stuff lately. I love Beast games, and I want to know what's in that treasure chest. 2 theories I have, because he loves to do big, shocking things. One, could it be a bribe? He loves to bribe people. Could they offer someone a lot of money to step away from the game right then and there? Wow. Or how about a challenge that if the person wins, they are the sole person to decide who goes? Ton of possibilities there, but I know with Mr. Beast involved, it's going to be exciting. At least I hope. As for my cast assessment, let's break this down real quickly. For the Orange Tribe not making the merge, I have Christian, Ozzy, Rick, and Savannah. On the Blue Tribe not making the merge, I have Mike, Camilla, Dee, and Charlie. Not making the merge on the Purple Tribe, I have Kyle, Genevieve, and Angelina not making the merge. So who am I eyeing that could potentially win this season? At the moment, and I know my mind will be changed, I have Emily, Coach, yes, I can't believe I said Coach, Tiffany, who was my previous winner pick, and Aubrey. Granted, I would love a season of a Sari win, that's who I'm rooting for the most, but I don't want to jinx her and make her my winner pick. Right now, I'm leaning towards either Tiffany or Aubrey for my USB. And that will probably be a game time decision. Oh, and my first out, I'm thinking either Rick Devens or maybe Kyle. And that's it for me. Tomorrow, I'm actually having mitral valve open heart surgery. So appreciate all the thoughts and prayers and all that stuff as I go through that. So hopefully next week I'll be able to leave some feedback. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, that's it for me. You all take care. Until next time, this is Jeremiah from Southern California.
Excellent. If there's one thing you need to focus on is rehab, so you can get that feedback in, Jeremiah.
Yeah, that's well, we're just really glad that they were able to repair it and didn't have to replace it. So, and that you have a speedy recovery.
I love his ideas about what those could really mean. That bribe idea, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah. That would, wow. You know, you'd have to think about that, wouldn't you?
Sure.
If they offered.
That's what you're there for, is to get the money.
I mean, yeah, it's not $1 million, but if you're not doing as well as you hoped or think you are or aren't, but I mean, they offer you $100,000. So like,
yeah.
Well, that would certainly help.
Or
in
if
my
the
life.
boomerang idol is one that comes back and knocks you out. So what you do is you plant it so someone else can find it, someone you're working against, or you just give it to them and they go to play it to be safe, or they play it for someone else, and what happens is it actually knocks that person out.
Oh, vicious thoughts.
All kinds of things. It is evidently a real thing. I did see something, I think it was on EW.com, that is real. It has such a funny name, but
what's that? What has a funny name?
The Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol.
Okay.
Billie Eilish Boomerang. Yes, good stuff. Okay, we're keeping good thoughts for you, buddy. Next up, we got a call from Jen.
Hi, everyone. This is Jen in California, and here are my thoughts on Survivor 50. Ever since the official cast dropped almost a year ago, I have barely been able to contain my excitement. And then at the finale, when they showed the trailer, I think that just put me over the edge. In all of the years that I have been contributing to the Survivor Fans podcast, I have made no secret of the fact that Coach is my absolute favorite player ever. Well, the trailer dropped, and who do I hear breaking out one of his famous inspirational quotes? Magellan, of all people. And in reality, who knows if Magellan said this or not? We don't know. I don't know. I don't care. I just loved to hear it, and it just psyched me up for this season. So anyway, I saw the On the Grill podcast drop into my podcast feed. Did I open it and listen? No. I went straight to the JSFL website, logged in, and immediately selected Coach Ben Wade as my USB. It really cannot be overstated how excited I am to see Coach again. Perfect. But enough about Coach. I'm sure I hope there will be more to say on him as the season progresses. But here are my thoughts on the rest of the cast. I like the cast as a whole. I think that they have chosen a good mix of people. I think that the Sela tribe, the Orange tribe, are going to be the most vulnerable. And the reason I think that is I think that the combination of the 4 women on this tribe seem to be the weakest. I don't really see any weak men. Let me just say that. On all 3 tribes, I think that the group of men that they chose all have skill sets that could be of use to their tribe during challenges. But Sari, Emily, and Jenna on Sela, I don't know that they're going to be such great assets during challenges. Right. Strategically, they're fine. Sari and Jenna and Savannah, they're great strategically, but you have to be able to not go to tribal council in order to not get voted out. So that's the tribe that worries me. The other 2 tribes, Kalo and Vatu, I think they're pretty evenly matched. So my choice for the first tribe to go to tribal council will be the Orange tribe, Sela. And I think Savannah is in big time danger for that reason. There is just too much to say in 3 minutes. So I'll just end with I'm excited to see Sari, Christian, Jenna, Joe, Rick, Charlie, Coach, Jonathan, Camilla, Mike, Colby, Q, and Stephanie. I'm not so excited to see Aubrey, Angelina. She laughed too much in her interviews. Not so excited to see Dee, Emily, Ozzy. I'm sure I'll be in the minority there. Ozzy doesn't do it for me. Kyle or Rizzo. I'm awful at doing the whole merge, no merge thing. I can't wait to hear what everyone else has to say and what their predictions are. I'll just say I'm so excited for this season. I have such high hopes, and I cannot wait to share this milestone with all of you. Here's hoping season 50 is the best yet. That's it for me. Till next week.
Excellent. Yes. And enjoy that excitement.
Yes, for sure.
Getting fired up. And I had the same assessment of the women on the Sela tribe in part 1, Jen.
Yeah, you and I had talked about that too.
Definitely a concern.
I have just been going back and forth between my USBs as everyone talks.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot's been running through my mind with that. And
let's add one more to the mix. Next up, we got Paul.
Hey, Paul in Louisiana here, and first off, it's great to be back. And having just listened to your comments, Joanne and Stacy's, I have to say that I had a smile on my face the entire time it was on. Secondly, although I knew we had a lot of players this season, I guess my mind didn't fully grasp how many players a lot actually were until I saw the roster taking shape. Even now, wow, that's a lot of players, and I'm not entirely sure if it's going to help me in the JSFL when it comes to managing my safe picks or not, because, well, I can see it going either way. And since there are too many players to cover individually, I'll just say that anyone I leave out will be sort of a middle-of-the-road player to me. In other words, a player that I neither love nor dislike. If the game ends with the majority of those players in it, well, I'll be fine. Let's get the negatives out of the way first. I know that we all like certain players for many different reasons, but these are the players that I'd rather not see last too long, regardless of their fun factor when it comes to being entertaining on the screen. And believe me, when I use the word entertaining, it's being used loosely here. I have no order here aside from what the roster shows, so my least favorite players are Joe, Rick, Savannah, Chrissy, Coach, Angelina, Q, Rizzo, and Q. Now, honestly, I could do without these players, but when it comes to some of them, I do understand why they might be back. But there's just something about them that rubs me the wrong way. Now, players that I'm excited to see would include Sari, who's actually my favorite player of all time, Ozzy, Charlie, Jonathan, Camilla, Mike, Genevieve, and Stephanie. I guess it goes without saying that I'd love one of these people to be the winner, or for any combination of them to be in the final 3. Okay then, so here's who I believe won't make the merge. Oh, and I may include people here that I like, because I understand that even though I like someone, it doesn't mean that they're going to bring enough to the table to keep them in the game. Or perhaps they bring too much. So I have Jenna, Savannah, Dee, Camilla, Angela, Aubrey, Colby, Kyle, Q, Rizzo, and ever so regrettably Sari, because you just can't let her get anywhere near the end, no matter how much I love her. So my USB is going to be Genevieve, because I completely underestimated her in her first season and ended up really liking her. I'd pick Sari, but again, I can't see how they could let her get to the end. I'm still her number 1 fan, though, just not in a Stephen King kind of way. And I guess that's it. Joanne, you had called me out, and rightfully so, in the last Jabik for picking something like 12 players to go before the merge. So this time I made the extra effort to be a tad bit more restrained in my first off picks, which reminds me, I have Rizzo to go first because I believe the 2 will be the tribe to lose, and Rizzo's challenge skills will just speak for themselves. That said, I just hope we don't start the season with a double elimination because, it is 3 hours long. And there you have it. I'll catch you all after episode 1 airs. Everyone enjoy, take care, and be safe. Bye.
Excellent. Thanks,
See,
Paul.
I don't even remember that. But,
No.
But I believe you.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to hear other people saying they think Batu's losing first and Rizzo will go out first. Because
that was your pick, right?
My pick.
Yeah, I had Sela.
And I know that Sari probably doesn't have a good chance, but I'm still leaning that way. Yeah, I'm still vacillating between her and Ozzy, and then I'll decide to go Ozzy just because he tugs at my heart. But and then I'd think Ozzy and Sari in the finals. I'm sorry, Ozzy cannot out-talk Sari. And then I go back to Sari, and I thought, and I may just go with that. I'm really going to stick, I think, between nobody else is pulling me the way that they are to win. And So that's probably going to be one of those two, probably three. I thought, I don't care if I don't care.
Okay.
That's just what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not caught up into whether I actually make points or not. I just want to have fun cheering for whoever I really want. So that may be my deciding factor this season. Although, like I said, there's nobody here that I don't think would be deserving if they got themselves there. So there's people I would prefer not to, but these are good people, and I really look forward to seeing what they can do. And I'm anxious to see, the alliances that they come with. So
yeah, can you imagine if Jonathan and Ozzy, when they shuffle, end up on the same tribe together? They'll break challenges. They'll figure out ways to short circuit it, or just imagine Jonathan throwing people up and Ozzy catching them, throwing them over obstacles, or I don't know. They'll find new ways to optimize the challenge so that no one comes close.
I would look forward to that. And Jonathan's already said he's just counting on it. He really, really wants to. So
well, he wants to compete against him, so they can see who wins. I'm talking about, what if they end up working together to figure out how to break challenges?
And I think that Jonathan, they would have some opportunity, even if they make an opportunity not during a challenge to do it, if they end up on a tribe together.
Right.
But I also think they would work within a tribe very well together, like you said. So, but they'll get their opportunity because they'll make their opportunity.
Yeah, I remember some of Ozzy's things where they would just have, everyone would step off of the challenge so Ozzy could go again and again and again, and he would be underwater walking on the bottom of the ocean carrying something, or he would just be holding his breath undoing every buoy that was tied under a dock or something like that. So
well, and Jonathan would just grab everybody and
pull them along,
pull them through that, like the clip they showed. He's got a ladder, but he's grabbing people too because they can't seem to. Come on, let's go.
Right.
We gotta get there, and so that kind of thing is pretty awesome too to witness. So, and I think everyone has something to offer. Some way more than others, but
yeah. What I want to see from Christian, he was talking about how he was gaming out all the different voting options, the different ways to vote, and the way to leverage advantages in votes, and all that different stuff. So I really want to see some King George type crazy votes at tribal council that he engineers. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, the only thing is, will Christian get so into his playbook that it takes him out of things?
Right. It keeps him from being flexible.
Right.
Yeah. Or he gets countered by someone like Camilla that's stepping right along with him and see something that he misses and counter strikes, or all that just could be incredibly exciting.
Well, and I really do want to see what she can do without Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
And now that she's been exposed.
Yes.
So
can she survive it all? Yeah. The spotlight's really on her for being an incredibly good liar. So that just scares everyone to death. They want stability. They want loyalty.
Yeah.
And if you think about if the shuffle comes, so if they have a single elimination on the premiere, so we get lots of tribe time and see how people are doing and how alliances are forming, that kind of thing. There's a single alliance. And then in the second episode, there's a double. So that puts you down 3. That means by the third episode, you could be, at 21? So you could go to 3 tribes of 7. So you could shuffle at that point. And now it's it's do-over time, depending on how the shuffle work. You could, if it's a really good shuffle and that there's even distributions from the 3 tribes together, then you're going to get some exciting gameplay out of that, and then everybody's got to figure out where they stand again, all over again.
Exactly, and the people who have learned to be the most flexible in doing that and going, I don't care whether I like you or not. Let's work together.
Right.
Let's do this.
Right.
I don't have to like you. You don't have to like me. I don't care.
Right.
Playing the game.
Like Cerise said, I'll pull the knife out, hand it back to you, and say, we're good. How are we going to vote on this round?
I'm not holding on to it. It's over. Let's move forward.
Yes. Keep
And
going.
what are we
keep
gonna
going.
do?
Keep going. How are we gonna get ourselves another day?
And I know that it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever for people to let her get past the first vote.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows that. And yet, she always does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with the traitors and everybody knows it's Cerie Field. Come on. And yet, she's so convincing and so likable.
Yeah, good stuff. Anything else you want to say about your picks or how you're thinking about it?
No, I think I as of this moment, I'll have to think things through. And like I said, I kept going back and forth, but there's other people that I would be cool with, but I'm really leaning so much to the older players.
Mm-hmm. And factoring in what you said, who is going to be able to adapt the best? Who's going to be able to capitalize on the chaos that comes from the shuffles?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And I really want to enjoy and celebrate this season 50.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. And so I think that's why I'm leaning to going more with what I want or with my heart pulls.
Yeah.
That kind of
Jeremiah's got me excited about the twists.
Yeah.
What are they going to bring? Good deal. Well, we want to say a big thank you for everybody who took time to send in your thoughts and your predictions about the cast of season 50. Hopefully, this will help a lot of us resolve our picks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I got to let it stew a little bit, but I'll get mine in here shortly. We also want to say a big thanks to Christy, Erica, Hazel, Hope, John, Kim, Pat, and Tara for your donations. Thank you so much for that. It really helps. And it was great seeing those come in, even during the winter break, because the bills keep coming and they let us know, oh, by the way, your bill's going up.
Yeah, the first time in all these years they've bumped way
been
up.
grandfathered
I think it's the
in.
First time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be the second, I think.
And they're like, okay, well, you're no longer getting.
Can't do that for you. Yeah.
And but as David said, it's really nice to keep that content out there, and we've been able to do that.
It enables that, absolutely.
But the people who have the recurring donations, even in the off time when we still have to pay that, it's really nice. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Deeply appreciate that. Helps us with the operational costs. Thank you so much.
And if you would like to play in our fantasy league, JSFL, and you're new to it, then you will need to register before the deadline of 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific on the 25th of February in order to play for this season. You can't do it just before the episode airs. Deadline 7:30 Eastern sharp. And then the registration closes for the season. So if you don't get registered, you cannot play.
Mm-hmm. And you can always find the link in the show notes to JSFL. Everyone's going to need to select a USB 24. We heard several people declare who's their USB 24 was going to be, or describe the struggle they were going through to do that.
Ultimate Survivor bonus.
Right. That'll get you 24 points if you're able to nail that with who wins before the season ever starts. We do have people who make picks, and that can be a big factor in the score at the end. Make sure to hit that submit button when you're making your choices there on the web page. And then your USB, their name will show up in bold over on the picks page, the corresponding page, where you'll need to choose somebody you think is going to be voted off. And that actually comes with an extra point on it for the first one voted off.
Yeah.
And then you got to pick 4 castaways you think will still be in the game after the 3-hour premiere ends. Again, remember to hit that submit button.
And if you want to be in the side challenge with Stacy this season, you must send us an email to joanneandstacyshow@gmail.com to let us know you want to play. And this has to be in by the same deadline, 7:30 Eastern Time on the 25th, and you will not be allowed to join after that time. Right now, we have Anderson, Drew, Jeremiah, Johnny, Justin, Parker, Rebecca, and Stacy entered in.
Well, and the side challenge comes with some extra pressure.
which
Right,
I don't
some extra
do,
stress. So the winner of the side challenge chooses a song, and then the loser of the side challenge, the person who scores the lowest in the side challenge, has to create a parody version of that song. Last season, Justin won the side challenge. He scored the most points. He chose Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys. And unfortunately for Parker, as he talked about in his feedback, fortunately for us, that he ended up in the last place there. So he has come up with a parody song based on the events of season 49 and the song Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys. So you ready?
Ready. I have not listened.
Season 49 of Survivor. It's all fantasy, casted now anyway. So you think they practice fire, but from our final four, Savannah, Sophie, and Rizzo, they've got their eyes on the prize, and Sage is there too, but Rizzo can't make a puzzle now. Savannah's not backing down. Why didn't they practice fire? They didn't practice fire. You're going on Survivor. You should practice fire. Looks like Rizzo's game's in flames. Savannah's got crazy eyes. Sage is looking the other way. Sophie trying, but the jury forgot her name. Savannah's on top of the world. Fire represents your life, Rizzo. It's day 25, and you're still in the game, Rizzo. His head is in the clouds, and he's not calming down. They didn't practice fire. He didn't practice fire. Nobody practiced fire in season 49 of Survivor.
All right.
All right.
So nice. Got some pipes. Yeah, I like those runs.
That didn't practice fire.
Good
That's
stuff.
The big theme of 49.
Yes, I like that creative adaptation of the lyrics. Good
I
job,
bet
Parker.
He still didn't practice fire.
Oh, no, he didn't. He said he didn't. Yeah, good job, Parker. That paid to the side challenge. Fantastic. Appreciate that. Anything else you want to add?
Just that I'm really excited, looking forward to it. And the next time you will hear our voices, the premiere 3-hour episode will be over. We'll be back on Wednesday night with our recap.
You bet. Have a good one.